Okay, now we will discuss about fertilization. What is fertilization? Fertilization is the fusion of sperm and ovum, and it occurs in the ampulla of fallopian tube. Okay, so first of all, this is testis. From seminiferous tubules, the sperms, they pass into the epididymis, which is a coiled duct along the posterior border of testis, continuing as the vas deferens, which takes secretions further from seminal vesicles and prostate on its way, and finally reaches the female genital tract. Okay, female genital tract. Now, supposingly this is uterus. Okay, this whole thing is the fallopian tube. This is ovary. This is not anatomically correct, but just a schematic diagram. Now the sperm has entered into the vagina. This is cervix. Sperm has entered into the vagina and it passes above, but it passes very slowly because of acidic pH of vagina. After that, it swims freely to the ampulla, through the uterus, mainly by the muscular contractions of the uterine muscles. Okay, and very little by its own propulsion. Okay, but when it reaches the isthmus, its movement gets slow, and it increases. The movement again increases only on the ovulation. This is ovary, and this supposedly this is ovulation. Secondary oocyte is expelling along with cumulus oophorus and follicular fluid. When the ovulation occurs, this cumulus oophorus around the around the oocyte, it secretes some chemoattractants which attract the sperm to reach the ampulla. Okay, and also ovum comes here. Okay, so immediately after entering near the ovum, it cannot fertilize it immediately. It has to undergo two processes: capacitation and acrosome reaction. So this is the ampulla. This is schematic diagram. This is sperm supposingly, and this is ovum. Okay, this is sperm, this is ovum. When the sperm, it comes in contact with the mucosa of fallopian tube, what it does, or on the above surface of this corona radiata, what happens is it removes its glycoprotein coat. Supposingly this is a glycoprotein coat above the sperm. Okay, so after it comes in contact with this, it removes its glycoprotein coat and seminal plasma proteins. Okay, so this process of removal of this seminal plasma proteins and glycoprotein coat, this process is called as capacitation. Okay, this whole process of capacitation, it takes about 7 hours. Now after it capacitates, okay, it can pass through the corona radiata of the ovum. Supposingly this is the ovum, this is the zona pellucida, and this is corona radiata. Now it can enter here. Okay, but when it comes in contact with the zona pellucida, then what happens is acrosome reaction occurs. What is acrosome reaction? Supposingly this is the acrosome of sperm. Okay, and this is the ovum, this is zona pellucida, and this is corona radiata. It has entered up to this. Okay, now here the zona pellucida, it secretes a protein called as ZP3. Also, the acrosome, it releases acrosin, angiotensin converting enzyme, and hyaluronidase. These things, they help in the penetration of the acrosome through the zona pellucida. Okay, so this process is called as acrosome reaction. Okay, now after acrosome reaction, what happens is, this is ovum, this is ovum, this is zona pellucida. Okay. So when it comes in contact with this, the plasma membrane above the oocyte, supposing this is ovum, okay, this is zona pellucida, this is corona radiata. Now sperm has entered up to here. Okay, what happens is, when the acrosome reaction occurs, immediately after that, the enzymes lying over the plasma membrane of this secondary oocyte, they secrete some lysosomal enzymes, and these enzymes, they change the permeability of zona pellucida again and make it impermeable for further sperms. Like only one sperm can enter up to here, and immediately after that it will change its permeability once again. It's like a gate which allows only one sperm to enter. Okay, now when it comes immediately in contact with the this plasma membrane, other sperms will get stopped from entering. Okay, now what will happen? Now this, it has reached the egg approximately. This ovum inside that, it will change its chromosomes and adjust it in the form of female pronucleus. Okay, or you can say, as soon as the male sperm it enters the it comes in contact with the female in contact with the ovum, what happens is, the male, it leaves its tail. The male, this sperm, it leaves its tail, and its nucleus, it gets swollen in size. Also, the female, this secondary oocyte is there, na? It completes its meiosis too only immediately after entry of sperm, and changes into oocyte or ovum or definitive oocyte. Okay, now the sperm has left its tail, which gets degenerates further and gets converted into male pronucleus, and either say female pronucleus has formed. Okay, now what happens is, both these male and female pronucleus, this is zona pellucida, they get fused and a spindle shaped structure is formed. Okay, their chromosomes, they get arranged like this. Okay, and then they undergo replication, okay, so as to maintain the normal diploid number. And finally, through the cytokinesis, finally two cell stage of zygote forms. Two-cell stage. So this whole process of fertilization, it results in restoration of diploid number. Second, it helps in sex determination of individual. Third, after that, cleavage initiates. Okay, what is cleavage? Basically, as I had told, this is ampulla supposingly. Okay, here the zygote has formed. Okay, it reaches two-cell stage at the at 30 hours after fertilization. Then at 40 hours after fertilization, it changes into 4 cell stage, and after that finally it forms the morula 3rd day after fertilization, which reaches the uterus at 4th day of fertilization, and thereafter blastocyst is formed. About this further process we will talk later. Also, you should know that these cells we are talking about, this process of division of zygote into 2 and 4 and 5, then 16, this is called as cleavage, and these split parts are called as blastomeres. Okay, so up to morula it reaches on the 4th day after fertilization.